All right, I'm here with Rishabh, who is basically just finished the program, and your final project was a game called Clumsy Rocket Ship.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah. So Clumsy Rocket Ship, originally it was developed back in term three.
Hmm.
We had a rapid game dev prototype class where we are supposed to finish one complete game in like a week. It's supposed to be like a rough prototype of game which you're making. So on our like I think fourth or fifth week, we have a target of making a physics-based game. So that's when I like started researching about physics games, and there was a game online called QWOP, which is like a really clumsy, hard game
Hmm.
about a player, and you're supposed to control his calves and thighs.
Yeah.
And the controls are really weird, and like it is really hard, but it's kind of addictive and fun. So I was kind of aiming to make something like that. There were a lot of spaceship games at that time, and I felt like uh, if I mix like a spaceship game with those kind of controls, it would turn out to be something like clumsy, hard, and fun. So that's what I did. Uh, yeah. So development was also like pretty fun. Uh, there's like a Nintendo kind of development style where you like make a level first and make a player character and see like move around. That's what I did. I made a level first, like a really basic blockout. I had the spaceship made, and I played in that level until I felt like the values were right. Uh, and yeah, like I just spent like 2 3 hours just playing the game back then till I got the values right. And when I felt it turned out good, that's when I started making the levels. So that was like one of the fastest games I've ever developed. We had 1 week, but I was done with the game in 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
So that was a really good experience. Uh, Term three was amazing. Like we had a lot of rapid prototypes, and that did turn out to be my favorite. And when people started playing it, they did enjoy it. And that's when I thought like this game has potential. I should uh, keep it aside for the last term. Last term is when we have the final project. We get like whole 2 3 months to make our game. So I brought it out back in like the last term, and yeah, development is going pretty good. Uh, More people are enjoying it. So right now I'm trying to push it for Steam. Hopefully it goes up on Steam soon.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
amazing. And so I like that you mentioned that you focused on nailing the movement down, right?
yeah,
Like that's so important for games like
yeah,
this, right? Making sure that movement feels good and responsive and snappy. And then you said, like when you were working on the prototype, you saw that it was fun, right? And again, big part of game design is finding that fun. What were some of the signs to you that like people were enjoying your game? Like what was kind of like your aha moment of like, hey, this is special?
Uh, Mostly like all of the games I've worked on, I've worked as like the programmer and game designer. People have usually always been happy with the player controllers. So that's like one hint I got that the player controller which I make, they're like pretty good. Obviously, I can't like uh, say it's good until people try it and they find it fun. So when I felt comfortable with Clumsy Rocket Ship, since it was like just a week project, the testing was done on the submission day. So that's the day when like I just presented it and everyone tried it, and that's the day I got the feedback. There were a lot of mixed reviews because it is a hard game, but like you can't make a game for everyone.
Mm.
Yeah, so like it is targeted to a specific kind of people who enjoy like difficult games. It is easy to get into, but a little bit hard to master. So yeah, it is made for a certain audience. It's not for everyone, and I hope that whoever plays it, whoever the target audience is, they enjoy it the most.
Yeah, so you figured out what your audience was. You built your design pillars, right? And you made sure that you stuck to those design pillars, right? Because I'm assuming you guys ran play tests, right?
Yeah,
Whenever you play test, you get a lot of feedback from a lot of different types of players and player archetypes, and it's very important to make sure that that feedback you're getting, you're still passing it through your design pillars, so you know, like, hey, what's actually useful to us? Like, what can we actually, make a change or implement from? And what's kind of not fitting our game's vision. How did the game change from its initial prototype to what your final project is? What was like the evolution of it as it went along?
so the base game, it's just a spaceship, which is you have to control it, left thruster, right thruster, and balance it and travel through the level. You can make quite a lot of levels with just that simple logic. Uh, for the final project, I wanted to add more features, so I thought of ways how I could make the game fun. Again, I had to keep it uh, simple but difficult to master. So the few mechanics which I thought was having uh, limited fuel. So some people like once you like master the game a little bit, it does become easy. You get used to the controls, but you do like spam the thrusters a lot to maintain balance. So adding a fuel limit gives the player like some kind of rush that you only can like press the triggers for a specific amount of time. You don't have a lot of chance of not making mistakes, so you do have to like press it for a specific amount of time, travel, leave it, keep the ship hanging, and like that adds like a lot of variety in gameplay. That was the first feature which like I thought about. Uh, the second feature was adding like a simple like rocket, so adding a shooting mechanic. Uh, that made the game a lot fun. Like you can break walls, the walls fall on you. Uh, there's like some more secret development ideas which I have, which haven't been implemented yet. Uh, but yeah, like the shooting thing, that's also one of the major features which is going to be in the game. And then there's a tractor beam mechanic where you can like pick up objects. It's a spaceship game, so like uh, you can deliver stuff, spaceship shipping company, kind of like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the lower part a little bit. But yeah, so these three are the main features: shooting, tractor beam for picking up and dropping objects, and fuel.
Yeah, I love the way that rocket worked on the ship when you first encounter it. Like I think it was halfway through the game, and
Yeah.
you realize that you aim it by physically like pivoting your ship, so it's tying back into the core movement mechanics that made it so fun. What I'm out of curiosity, like as you're playtesting these games, right? Obviously, some features make it in and some features don't, right? What are some features you guys ended up cutting and why?
So before the tractor beam, we had a grappling hook mechanic. Uh, so because we have like only 1 or 2 months to actually develop the game, show a prototype, the grappling hook took a lot of development time. So because it's a physics game, like physics isn't always perfect. You have to sometimes fake it a little bit.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, the grappling hook was one feature which I was planning on adding it, but because it took a lot of time in development and it was working, uh, I replaced it with the tractor. Yeah, so that's the biggest feature which got cut down or changed. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So yeah, you kept the idea of the
Yeah,
feature, but like you simplified it, right? So there was less chance for things to go wrong, right?
yeah.
When you're playing. Awesome. And like for you, for when you now that you've graduated, what kind of studios are you looking to work at? Like what kind of work are you looking to do?
Uh, I'm looking for jobs in like programming, game design, and like since Clumsy Rocket Ship has exposed me to a lot of level design, I'm open for level design too. So
Awesome.
these three are the main fields which I'm targeting. Uh, I have some experience back from my home country as a 3D artist, but right now like I'm much more interested as programming, gameplay designer, or level designer.
You got to taste the
So
design side. Yeah, it's
yeah,
hard to go back from
so
that.
yeah, like once you've designed a game, like uh, just like sitting there and like trying the controls and changing values to see what makes the game feel good, that's like a really fun thing to do, and that's what I'll be looking most forward to doing.
Awesome. Well, best of luck to you, Rishabh, and congratulations.
Yeah.
Awesome.